Give me the next 30 minutes and I'll help you make the most of your 20s and your 30s. So I made my first million when I was 26. A decade later, my portfolio company has generated last year over $250 million in aggregate revenue. And I'm 36 now. And so in this video, I'm gonna give you the real world advice that I wish someone had told me much earlier. So number one is you wanna take asymmetric bets. If you're under 30, you have no reason not to go 100% all in on your goals. The downside is nothing and the upside is everything. If you think about life as giving you kind of lottery tickets, right? You can scratch off a ticket, and if you don't win, then what did you lose? The scratch off ticket. But the thing is that when you have nothing to lose, you have nothing to lose and you only have things to gain. And so the objective when you have as little as you can is to take as many shots as possible, because your downside is zero. Right? And so it's the only time in your career where you can take more shots than anyone else. And so the reason, or the fact that people don't take shots, and myself included when I was younger, I was so afraid to take a shot. But the only reason that was holding me back was the belief that other people who I don't even talk to anymore would somehow judge me as a quote failure. You never actually start from scratch ever again. Because every time after the first time you start from scratch, you start with an experience. So you still always net a positive. And so that's the beautiful thing about taking shots, is that you either get the big win, or more likely you learn something, and then that learning compounds. And so the thing is that I had a misunderstanding of how success worked, which is that it's far more stacking many things on top of each other than it is nothing, 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 and then something works, right? And so if you imagine success like a bridge, right? So you're over here and you've got this chasm that you have to get across, right? This is, let's say there's alligators here and lava and all sorts of stuff, right? And then there's you over here who's got, your big smiley face and you're happy and you're doing all the stuff you want. The thing is that I thought that I just kept wanting to jump over this gap over and over again and think like, if I just jumped hard enough, or if I had the right opportunity, that's what would do it. But more likely than not, it's really like you install these bricks on the path, and you keep walking, and it's like, okay, well, I fall here. Okay, well, I'll fix this one later. And then you take and then you start again, and then you fall here, and then you fix this, and you keep going, and then you fall here, and then you fix this, and then all of a sudden you make it all the way across. And that's what it looks like, or what the experience of kind of becoming the overnight success is. And that's why so many people talk about it, where it doesn't happen at all and then it happens all at once. It's not that it happens all at once. The actual outcome of getting a system to work all the way through, that is binary. But the process of building the system is actually very linear. I'm also not saying this from a position of even though I saw some success early in my career, I also started pretty early. And so I had 9 failed businesses, 9, before I had one that really worked.